how do you prepare? Obviously, if you were playing, you would have to play for the opponent the next day.
Sure.
You wouldn't know anyway, but do you get any extra, I guess, research time, or are you able to research
Well,
differently?
I think we've been preparing for. There was a possibility of playing 3 different opponents tonight or today. Obviously, Wisconsin was eliminated, so now it's Northwestern and Minnesota. So we've continued to work. We've gotten a lot of our own shots up. We've worked on us executing offensively. We've tried to clean some things up on our end, but then we've continued to do what we normally do with our shell defense and work on different screening action that we'll see with either one of those 2 teams. So I know our kids are eager and they're excited, about playing and not so much about practicing right now.
What has the mood been like in practice?
Really light, relaxed, like I said, eager, excited, to go to Indy and continue this journey that we're on.
Have you tried to taper things off at all in practice, especially with you guys kind of on a hot streak?
We have. Everything, and I think I've said this, is the thing that's changed for us is the duration of drills. And for instance, instead of maybe it was an 8-minute drill, now it was to a 4-minute, or a 6, now to a 3. So we haven't gone away from what's worked for us and the things, the staples of our system. We haven't not done any of those things. We've just continued to work on, like I said, the things that we had been. It's just for less time.
I mean, it's in Indianapolis. You talked about that a little bit, having fans over there. Do you think there's any home court advantage at all?
I don't think there's a home court advantage, but I do think that I think we'll have a lot of fans that are going to show up tomorrow and support us. What this group has been able to accomplish this year, and from the crowd we had at our last home game against Penn State, I think we gained some fans that afternoon. So my hope is that we have a lot of red and white tomorrow that is going to show up and support these guys, because they obviously deserve it. But we're expecting it to have more fans than a lot of the other teams, for sure.
Players getting all Big Ten honors, things like that. I mean, has there been any need to keep things kind of humble and down the team?
No, you don't have to worry about that with this group. I mean, it's from day one has really been about us and our team and what we've been able to accomplish, with each other. And I know that they're all obviously happy for B and for Tyra, but that wasn't even a topic of conversation for us. It was what's next, and how do we prepare the next couple days for the Big Ten tournament.
You've talked a lot about the Coach of the Year already, but just how much does this mean to your assistants as well, just for you to get that award? It reflects their work.
Absolutely, it reflects their work. Like I said, this is we're going to accept this, from a team perspective and obviously from a staff perspective, because from a team perspective, I didn't score a basket, I didn't make an assist, I didn't get a rebound. Those kids did that, and then with my staff, they work tirelessly, whether it's recruiting, whether it's preparing our kids. They're just fantastic human beings to be around every day, and they make coming into work a lot of fun. And they're good friends. We're all very, very good friends, and we care about each other deeply, and we want each other to be successful. So, this award was way bigger than me, and I said that. It's about what we've been able to accomplish, as a staff and obviously as a team.
I mean, you get some flowers from Fred Glass, but what was the reaction like when you getting lots of text, phone calls from people?
Oh, they were overwhelming, but I've been in this business for over 20 plus years, John. I'm old, and so I've made a lot of friends throughout the years, and I've worked for some terrific people. Obviously, I played under some terrific coaches, and there was a lot of texts, a lot of nice phone calls, and I was a little bit overwhelmed by all that, but we've gotten back to normal, and it was kind of the day after, the night of, I had to fill a lot of those, but just a lot of kind people that have been a part of kind of my journey, which has been kind of neat. And others, but that's kind of part of it. But I was most excited, for Tyra and for Cahill and Lindsay getting the sportsmanship award. But I'm most excited for this basketball team because of what they've been able to accomplish this year has been really special.
Last week you said that you weren't sure how the additional rest, was going to help you because you weren't in this situation last year.
Right.
Now that you're in a day, and how might that benefit you? This
I
week?
think it will. It's just we took Sunday off, we took Monday off, and we've done that in the past with our starters, especially with B and Tyra and Lex and Jen. It seems like they almost got 2 days off throughout the whole season, but it was kind of nice to be able to give that to everybody. And it just allowed them to kind of catch their breath and relax, but we still had kids in the gym, so I wasn't surprised by that, still getting up shots. But I think it'll benefit us. There's no question that the last 2 days we've gone hard. Tomorrow we'll taper off. We're going to do about an hour and 15-minute walkthrough at UIndy after we know who we're playing, and then come Thursday, it's time to play.
It's always a challenge playing teams that you've already beaten. I mean, the two teams that are in your bracket now are Minnesota and Northwestern.
Right.
It's an additional challenge being that you beat them the last two times.
Regardless of who it is, John, it's going to be a challenge. It's the Big Ten, and it's the tournament, and we're not going to be any different. It's a new season for everybody, and we've just put ourselves in a position where we didn't have to play today. That's the only good thing about it. But it's going to be a challenge because everybody's going to come in, ready to continue to move forward with their teams.
Now, the transfers that you brought in last year, they were some of the first players that you handpicked to come into the program.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking for those people that you're going to bring in for the future, what are those main traits you're looking for?
Well, I think that probably the most important thing is they've got to buy into the system that we already have in place, but I don't worry about that anymore. I think I've said this to you guys before. Once you get your players to understand your culture and what you're going to be about, that's the work that we have to do on the front end of that. And now that we've established that, now it's the players, are the ones that are going to be talking to the new kids about what our culture looks like and what we're about. So my job's going to be a little bit easier because I'm going to have, kids in place that have tremendous leadership ability and skills, and they're gonna make sure that those young kids understand that the reason we've had the success that we've had this year is because we've done a lot of things really, really well. But the most important thing that this team has done, it's been about we. It's never been about I. And they've bought into that.
Now you say what we're about. What would you define that as? What do you think this team, the future of your program, is going to be about?
I think each other. I think the toughness that we've shown. I think we've shown that we stick together. We've been in so many games where we've been down. We've had to fight back. We don't give in, and we never think we're out of the game. But most important, again, I go back to what we are about every day, and that's just getting better every day. We've never looked ahead. We've always just taken it day by day, and we've tried to improve and get better each day. And the thing that we're trying to create here is it's going to be exciting, I think, next year with the newcomers, is that we have competition in practice, but it's going to go to a whole nother level next year because of we're adding to our lack of depth. We're going to have more bodies. But I think that's going to be really exciting for us.
You talked about, it's pretty much been a season where you guys have proven a lot with the turnaround from last year to this year. Being that's a new season now, do you think you have anything to improve in the tournament in particular?
Well, I think we can't, we talked about it today, about not being satisfied with what we've accomplished up until this point, and not going to Indianapolis and kind of laying an egg, and we don't want to do that. We want to continue to move forward in the bracket, and then position ourselves for postseason play. And that's really all we're focusing on right now. Is that we've been playing at a high level, and we don't want any letdowns right now.
You guys?
Awesome.